Hello everyone, myself Dr. Jyoti Gangurde. I am teach you the subject that is general pathology, paper 6 that is ZY 336. We are going to discuss the chapter regarding the introduction of general pathology, particularly the topic that is surgery, and the next topic that is autopsy, that is post-mortem changes. So let us first discuss on the surgery. So what is meant by surgery? So surgery is a technology consisting of a physical intervention on tissues and muscles. So the surgery is an ancient medical specialty that uses operative manual and instrumental techniques on a patient to investigate and or treat a pathological condition such as disease or injury, to help improve bodily function or appearance, or to repair unwanted rupture areas. For examples, a perforated eardrum. Then an act of performing surgery may be called surgical procedure. Again we called it as operation, or simply in simple language what we say is that it is the surgery. So in this context the verb operates means to perform surgery. Here a surgeon is a person who practices surgery, and a surgeon's assistant is a person who practices surgical assistance. A surgical team is made up of surgeon, surgeon's assistant, and anesthesia provider, circulating nurse, and surgical technologist. Surgery usually spans minutes to hours, but it is typically not an ongoing or periodic type of treatment. So the term surgery can also refer to the place where surgery is performed, or simply the office of physician, dentist, or veterinarian. So the elective surgery generally refers to a surgical procedure that can be scheduled in advance because it does not involve a medical emergency. Plastic or cosmetic surgeries are the common elective procedures. So there are different types of surgeries. So here we can first focus on the definition. What is meant by surgery? So the surgery is a technology consisting of a physical intervention on tissues or on the muscles. So as a general rule, a procedure is considered surgical when it involves cutting of a patient's tissue or closure of previously sustained wound. Other procedures that do not necessarily fall under this heading, such as angioplasty or endoscopy, they may be considered surgery if they involve common, that is surgical procedure of setting, such as use of sterile environment, then anesthesia, antiseptic conditions, typical surgical instruments, and suturing or stapling. All forms of surgery are considered invasive procedures, while non-invasive surgery term usually refers to an excision that does not penetrate the structure being excised, or to a radiosurgical procedure. So this is what about regarding a brief introduction regarding the surgery. Now there are different types of surgery, near about 6 types are there. So the surgical procedures, they are commonly categorized by urgency, again the type of procedure, then body system involved, and degree of invasiveness and spatial instrumentation. On the basis of that the surgery fall under different types. So here the first type of surgery, that is based on timing, that is what we say is that the elective surgery. Elective surgery is done to correct a non-life threatening condition and is carried out at the patient's request. So the subject to the surgeons and the surgical facilities availability. So emergency of surgery is the surgery which must be done promptly to save life, then limb or functional capacity. Then a semi-elective surgery where it is one of the must be done to avoid the permanent disability or death, but can be postponed for a short time of period. So here based on timing, the surgery such as elective surgery, then emergency surgery and a semi-elective surgery. These are the subtypes of surgery of the that is on the based on timing. Then the second type of surgery, that is based on purpose. So exploratory surgery is performed to avoid or confirm a diagnosis. Then therapeutic surgery treats a previously diagnosed condition. This is what the second type, that is based on purpose. If there any particular purpose, that time we perform this kind of surgery. Then the third type, that is by type of procedure. So by type of procedure, in that again it involves the amputation, or amputation involves cutting off a body part, usually a limb or digit, or castration is also an example of such an amputation. Then resection. Resection is the removal of all parts of an internal organ or part of the body. And again replantation. Replantation involves reattaching a several body part. And the next, that is reconstructive surgery. In that it involves the reconstruction of injured, then mutilated or deformed part of the body. So here what it shows in the by type of procedure surgery, here amputation, then resection, replantation and reconstructive surgery. Then the cosmetic surgery, which is also done to improve the appearance of an otherwise normal structure. So the excision is the cutting out or removal of an organ, either tissue or other body part from the patient. So excision is different, cosmetic surgery is different. Then transplant. Transplant surgery is the replacement of an organ or the body part by insertion of another from different human or either animal into the patient, that is transplant. And the well known example, that is kidney transplant, organ transplant, like that. Then the removing of an organ or body part from a live human or the animal for the use in transplant, which is also a type of surgery. Okay, so in the third type, that is by type of procedure, the subtypes such as amputation, then resection, replantation, reconstructive surgery, then cosmetic surgery, then excision, then transplant and removing of an organ. These are subtypes. They comes under the third type of surgery, that is by type of procedure. Now the fourth type of surgery, that is by body part. So when surgery is performed on one organ or organ system or structure, it may be classed by the organ system or tissue involved. So the examples include cardiac surgery, then gastrointestinal surgery, and again the orthopedic surgery. So in this fourth type, that is by body part surgery, it involves the examples such as cardiac surgery, which is performed on heart, then gastrointestinal surgery performed within the digestive tract and its accessory organs, then orthopedic surgery performed on bones and other muscles. Then the next type of surgery, that is by degree of invasiveness. So here minimally the invasive surgery involves smaller outer incision to insert miniaturized instrument within the body cavity or structure, or as in laparoscopic surgery or angioplasty. Okay, and you know the better example, that is angioplasty or laparoscopy, where fine instruments they are inserted into the veins, into the arteries to remove the clots or to make the surgery. So by contrast, an open surgical procedure or laparotomy requires a large incision to assess the area of interest. So this is the fifth type, that is by degree of invasiveness. According to their need, we have to make the surgeries either by means of laparoscopy, either by angioplasty, or either laparotomy. Then the next type, that is by equipment used. So here the well known example, that is laser surgery, microsurgery, or robotic surgery. So here the laser surgery involves use of a laser for cutting tissue instead of a scalpel or similar surgical instrument. So then microsurgery, which involves the use of an operating microscope for the surgeon to see small amount of structures or small size structures. Then robotic surgery makes use of surgical robot such as the Da Vinci or the GS surgical system. These are the name of that robot systems. So to control the instrumentation under the direction of the surgeon. So this is what about the different type of surgeries. Then the next point, that is autopsy. So the autopsy, or it is also called as a post-mortem changes. So autopsy, which is also known as a necessary or post-mortem examination, means to see for oneself. Again, in other words, instead of relying on clinical signs and symptoms and results of diagnostic investigations during life, here is an opportunity for direct inspection and analysis of the organ. So autopsies, they are useful for here determining the causes of death, then audit of accuracy of clinical diagnosis, then education of undergraduates and postgraduates, then research into the causes and mechanism of disease, and gathering accurate statistic about the disease incidence. So these are the autopsies, they are useful for this purpose. So under the laws of most states, the government can order an autopsy. Then autopsies can be ordered in every state when there is suspicion on foul play. So in most states, an autopsy may be ordered if someone dies unattended by a physician, or if the attending physician is uncomfortable signing the death certificate. Okay, that time the autopsy is done. So the deaths under medico-legal investigations are frequently here unwitnessed and remain undiscovered for a period of time. So as a result, the pathologist encounters the post-mortem changes that alter and obscure the pathological findings and hindering their assessment in the determination of cause of death. So these changes can mean that no anatomic cause of death so found, Here the post-mortem changes also mimic injuries, potential shifting the focus of a medico-legal investigation. Here post-mortem changes, they are unavoidable and progressive after death unless a body is frozen or embalmed. What we say is that embalmed. So understand that though the various changes are described separately for convenience of discussion, they all begin and continue in concrete once death occurs. So this is what about the general idea of autopsy. Then autopsy pathology. So here autopsy pathologies are performed to diagnose a particular disease or for research purpose. They aim to determine, clarify or confirm medical diagnoses that remain unknown or unclear prior to the patient's death. So here some methods are mentioned, that is methods for pathological autopsies. So we can see step by step. So in performing an autopsy, a pathologist first examine outside the body. The body is then opened using Y-shaped incision from shoulder to mid-chest and down to the pubic region. These incisions cut deeply down to the rib cage and breastbone. If the head is to be opened, the pathologist again makes a second incision across the head, joining the bony prominences just below and behind the ears. So this cut is deep enough to expose the skull. Now the skull and the soft tissue in front of the chest are then reflected back. To enter the chest cavity, the pathologist must cut the cartilage that join the ribs to the breastbone. When the breastbone and attached rib cartilage or cartilages are removed, they are examined. The skull vault, which is opened using two sockets, one in front and one at the back. The top of the skull is removed and the brain is very carefully cut free of its attachment from inside the skull. This is what regarding the head. Then the chest organs, including the heart and lungs, are inspected. The pathologist here takes blood from the heart to check for bacteria in the blood. Then the pathologist may send blood, urine, bile or fluid of the eye for chemical study and to look of medicine, again street drugs, alcohol and either or poisons. The pathologist examine the heart. Generally the first step following its removal is sectioning the coronary arteries that supply the heart with blood. The first dissection in the abdomen is usually done to free the large intestine. Then the pathologist using the Virchow method, which will begin removing the organs individually after the intestines are mobilized. So they are opened using special scissors. After any organ is removed, the pathologist saves a section in preservative solution. Here the pathologist wet the major solid organs such as heart, such as lung, brain, kidney, liver, spleen, and sometimes the small organs such as thyroid or adrenal glands or such organs, they get weighed on a chemist triple beam balance. According to their size, the chemist or such a pathologist can weigh the organ. The lungs are almost never normal at autopsy. The pathologist weigh both lungs together, then each one separately. Dissecting the lungs can be done in any of several ways. All methods reveals the surface of large airways and the great arteries of lungs. The air spaces of lungs are evacuated based on their texture and appearance. So this is what about the chest organs and about the lung. Here the liver, once removed and weighed, is cut into 1 centimeter slices. So this enable the pathologist to examine its inner structure. So the kidneys are weighed before they too are dissected. The urinary system may be removed as a one piece, and the digestive system down to the small intestine as another single piece. The esophagus, stomach, pancreas, duodenum and spleen one by one. Once these organs are opened, a portion of the gastric content is saved to check for poison. Before the autopsy is over, the brain is usually suspended in fixative for a week so that the later dissection will be clean, neat and it is accurate. So when the internal organs have been examined, the pathologist may return all but portion that have been saved to the body cavity. Here the breastbone and ribs are usually replaced in the body. The skull and trunk incisions are sewed shut. The body is washed and then forwarded to the funeral director. Here the pathologist submit the saved tissue to the histology lab to be made into the microscopic slides. When these are ready, the pathologist examines the slide sections, looks at the result of any lab work and report his or her final conclusion. So this is what about the autopsy pathology. So this is regarding what here? Some that is surgery, type of surgery and autopsy, what is meant by autopsy, what are the post-mortem changes and what the pathologist can do after the death of person or of the dead body. So first removing or first making the cut, before that examining the body, then making the cut, after that separate the organs, weighing the organs according to their need, according to their investigation, then taking a small piece for histological analysis and taking again different body fluids from stomach, from intestine, from eye for the further investigation. So this is what about the surgery and autopsy, that is post-mortem changes. Latter part we continue in next lecture. Thank you so much.